Okay, I have already made some videos responding Metatron, and also I responded Evildea. I was not sure if I will make more videos about this, but I'll just respond something simple here. Let's just play this first here. I want to show something.
Yeah, I honestly don't know how else you would prove it. If anything, I said, find anyone who speaks these languages, I'll speak them, no problem. Turn on the camera, we can speak. I'm not afraid of any of these languages, by the way, because I have explained multiple times that the levels are different. So I'm not claiming that I'm super fluent in all of these languages.
You did pretend in the start that you were very good in the languages. Also, there was a guy who made a comment saying that you don't believe that you can read in Chinese or something like that. Then you made a video showing off to tell everyone, look, I can actually read and understand Chinese. And you did make some videos pretending that you are good at the languages, even if you're saying something else now.
But yeah, Italian, yes, that one I do claim it. I am very, very fluent in Italian. My Italian is incredible. But here we are. Here we are, guys. What can you say?
Why you're only concentrating about the Italian and the Sicilian? For example, if you are from Italy, like you say, so that's why you only concentrate about the Italian and the Sicilian. What about the other languages that you say that you can speak? For example, if you say that you can only speak like English, Italian and Sicilian, like if you said you can speak 3 languages, then no one would care about it or make a big deal about it. But you were pretending that you can speak 7 or 8 languages. There's a very big difference between saying that you are from Italy and can speak Italian, Sicilian and English 3 languages than saying that you can speak 7 or 8 languages. If you're only fluent in 3 languages, or even if you're fluent in 4 languages, then you should have said that you are fluent in 3 or 4 languages and that you can speak 3 or 4 languages, and that you know some beginner stuff, you know something in 3 or 4 other languages. For example, I don't make some video or pretending and saying that I can speak 7 or 8 languages because I can speak 3 languages and then I know a little in 3 or 4 other languages. If I can speak 3 languages and then I know a little in 4 other languages, then I'll not say I can speak 7 languages. Then I'll say I can speak 3 languages, and then maybe I'll not even mention the other languages. And if I mention them, then I'll say I know some beginner stuff or I know a little in those languages. I'll not say I can speak them or that I'm good at them. That's the difference between being honest and what you and other people on YouTube are doing. What you and other people on YouTube are doing is that if you can only speak 2 or 3 or 4 languages, for example, then you will say you can speak 7 or 8 or 10 languages, even if only 2 or 3 or 4 of them are fluent. That's the problem here. Why you did not say that this guy says that I don't speak Greek or I don't speak Chinese, or that this guy is saying that you don't speak Japanese or Spanish or French? Why you didn't mention the other languages that I said that you cannot speak? Why you did not mention it here in the title of the video, saying that there's someone saying that you cannot speak Chinese or Japanese or Spanish or French or Greek like that? Or why you only concentrate about those 2 languages, about the Sicilian and Italian? Why did not say anything about the other languages? And people in the comments who are saying bad to me, I don't have time to waste, I don't want to waste my time, and I don't want to use too many bad words. So I don't want to waste my time responding all those 321 or how many comments there. I don't want to waste my time responding those people. Anyone who say bad about me in the comments or in a video or whatever, anyone who's saying bad about me, the one who's saying bad about me and writing bad comments about me, you're talking about yourself and your own parents and your own family. The one who's saying bad things about me, what you're saying is about yourself and your own family. Also here, when he showed a video where I exposed him on his live stream and asked him to speak the languages that he said that he can speak, then he only concentrate about that I told him to speak in Italian. Why you didn't mention that I told you to speak in the other languages also? Why you only concentrate about the Italian? Even if it's true that you're from Italy, then you can speak what, English and Italian, 2 languages, and the Sicilian, I don't know if you can speak it or not, but even if you can speak it, then it's 3 languages, and the Japanese, I'm not sure about it, but if by some kind of miracle you can speak Japanese also, then it's 4 languages and not 7 or 8 languages. There's a big difference between saying you can speak 3 or 4 languages than saying that you can speak 7 or 8 languages. And also, why you only concentrate about the Italian and the Sicilian? Why you don't mention the other languages? And another thing is also why you don't say anything at all about that. Yeah, I'm saying that you are defending some of the fake polyglot YouTubers who are liars and scammers. Same like Luca Lampariello and Lindy Botes and also Oli Richards and Richard Simcott and Steve Kaufman and Oriental Pearl. Why you don't say anything in your video and in your other video also that you have on your other channel? I think that's the same video here that you put on the other channel, but you don't show it, all of it. Why you don't say anything about that? I mentioned that you are defending those fake polyglot YouTubers who are liars and scammers. Why you don't say anything about that? Why you only concentrate about if you can speak Italian and Sicilian or Japanese or something like that? Why you only concentrate about those 2 or 3 languages? Why don't concentrate about all the languages? Why don't concentrate and say anything about that? I say you're defending some of the polyglot YouTubers who are fake liars and scammers. For example, if you can speak English, Italian, Sicilian, and Japanese, then it's 4 languages, not 7 languages. And even if you can speak those 4 languages, does it mean because you can really speak the 4 languages, then the people you're defending are also real? For example, if you can speak the 4 languages that you want to say you can speak, even you actually said before that it was 7 or 8 languages, but even if you can speak those 4 languages, does it mean that because you can speak those languages, then Luca Lamprello can also speak 14 or 15 languages like he say? Or does it mean that Lindy Botes can speak 12 or 13 languages? Or does it mean that Oli Richards can speak 8 languages? Or does it mean that Richard Simcott can speak 50 plus languages? Or does it mean that Steve Kaufman can speak 20 plus languages? If you can speak 4 languages, that is what you can do. It doesn't mean that Luca Lamprello can speak 14 or 15 languages. It doesn't mean that Richard Simcott can speak 50 plus languages. It doesn't mean that Lindy Botes can speak 12 or 13 languages. It doesn't mean that Oli Richards can speak 8 languages. It doesn't mean that Steve Kaufman can speak 20 plus languages. So even if you can speak 4 languages, you're still defending some people who cannot speak all the languages that they pretend that they can speak. It means that you're still supporting liars and scammers. And if you are supporting people who are liars and scammers and you know that they're liars and scammers, then you're also a scammer and also a liar.
This accusation is that I don't speak Italian.
Yeah. Okay. Why you only concentrate about the Italian or Sicilian or something like that? That's not the only thing that I said about you. I said that you cannot speak 7 languages like you say. You cannot speak all of them on high level. Then you say that you have not said that. You did pretend that you were good at all the languages before. Only now you polyglot YouTubers are starting to say that, oh, some of the languages were fluent, some of the languages were not fluent. But before, you were all pretending that you could speak all those languages. You will say, like, look at me, I can speak 7 languages. Look at me, I can speak 8 languages, like that. Then people think that you can actually speak all those languages, or that you're good at all the languages. And that's also one thing. The other thing is that you are defending people who are fake liars and scammers. You're defending Luca Lampriello, Oli Richards, Richard Simcott, Steve Kaufman, Lindy Butes, Oriental Pearl. You're defending different people who are liars and scammers and who are fake. Okay, I'll show you something more here.
Oh my gosh. You don't believe me? I'll show you. I'll show you. Let's see what he says here. I'll show you. Because this is a 53-minute video. I'm going to skip around a little bit.
He will skip around, then he will only show about the Italian. When I told him to speak in the other languages that he said that he can speak, then he will not show that or talk about that.
Even say it? Let me see. Look, he's typing. So are you really from Italy? He doesn't believe that I'm Italian.
I don't know if you're from Italy or not. Also, I don't care. But you cannot speak 7 languages, high level. Then now he will say that you have never said that. You were pretending that you were good at all 7 languages.
He thinks, guys, wait for it. He thinks I'm American and I'm a monolingual.
Yeah, I don't really care if you're from Italy or USA, and the same with Luca Lampriello. I don't care if he's from Italy or USA. That's not really the problem. The problem is when you pretend to speak 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 15 languages, pretending that you are good at many languages, even it's not true. And also the bigger problem is when people like Luca Lampriello and other polyglot YouTubers pretend that they can speak so many languages that they cannot speak, and after they start to sell some courses and coaching and ebooks and other things. But if you're from Italy or USA, I don't really care. Even if you're from Italy, then what? Then you can speak Italian and English, 2 languages. Then people say you can also speak other languages. Okay, then what more? Then you can also speak some Sicilian or speak a little Japanese or whatever. It's still not 7 languages. Also, the biggest problem with your channel is not how many languages you can speak. The biggest problem is that you're supporting people who are fake liars and scammers who are selling products, scamming people.
Person who only speaks English? How can someone who can't even tell apart an accent? Because if there is anything about me, I don't think anyone can think I'm American, to be honest.
Yeah, do you really think I care about if you're from USA or Italy? I don't really care about it. I don't really care about it.
Accent only. Not to mention he's actually, because English is my second language there.
But you know, the funny thing is that also people concentrate about the same when I say it about Luca Lampriello. When I say Luca Lampriello is from USA and not from Italy, or that I don't believe it or not sure about it, then people will also concentrate about this. But you think the big problem is if Luca Lampriello is from USA or Italy? That's not the big problem. Also, who do you think is more near from the truth? Like, for example, about Luca Lampriello. If he say that he is from Italy and he can speak 14 or 15 languages fluently, high level, then if I say he can only speak 1 language, I just say it as a provocation also, because I don't know if he can speak 1 or 2 or 3 languages, because I don't know him in person. I have not spoken to him, so I don't know if Luca Lampriello can speak 1 or 2 or 3 languages, or if maybe he can speak 4. But what I know for sure is that Luca Lamparello cannot speak 14 or 15 languages fluently. So if I say he's from USA and can only speak one language fluently, English, then I'm also doing it as a provocation. But the thing is that he cannot speak 14 or 15 languages fluently. And the thing is also, who is more near from the truth? If I, for example, if I say that Luca Lamparello can only speak one language, English, and then Luca Lamparello say that he can speak 14 or 15 languages, then if the truth is he can only speak 3 or 4 languages. If Luca Lamparello can only speak 3 or 4 languages, and then I say he can speak one language, and he say that he can speak 15, who is more near from the truth? Me? Am I more near from the truth? Am I more near from the truth when I say he can speak one language, if he can speak 3 or 4 languages? Am I more near from the truth? Or is Luca Lamparello more near from the truth when he say that he can speak 15 languages if he can only speak 3 or 4 languages? What is more near from 3 or 4 languages? It's when I say one language, or is it when Luca Lamparello say 15? What is more near from the truth? 15 languages or one language? Which one is more near from 3 or 4 languages? If Luca Lamparello can speak 3 or 4 languages, then the one who say one language or the one saying 15 languages, what is more near from 3 or 4 languages? Then I think I'm more near from the 3 or 4 languages, if you can speak 3 or 4 languages. And also, I don't know him in person, so if I am wrong and say Luca Lamparello can speak one language, but it turned out he can speak, for example, 3 or 4 languages, then it can be a mistake from my side. But if Luca Lamparello say he can speak 15 languages, but he can only speak 3 or 4 languages, but he say 15 languages, then is this a mistake? Or is it someone who's lying and also planning to scam people and who are scamming people? If Luca Lamparello can speak 3 or 4 languages, for example, and then you tell people that he can speak 15, then he's lying to people and scamming people. It's not a mistake. But if Luca Lamparello can speak 3 or 4 languages and I say he can speak one language, then I made a mistake because I don't know. I'm not Luca Lamparello. Only him who know how many languages he can speak. Then you will say that he can speak 15, and when you say he can speak 15, then it's real. No, that's bullshit. That's not real. That's bullshit.
Therefore, he inadvertently complimented my second language because he thinks I'm a native speaker, which I found hilarious.
Yeah, congratulations. Congratulations! You are good at English. Congratulations. We need to give you a Nobel Prize for being good at English.
Anyways, his proof, let me see if I can find it. So I don't see his comment. Of course, he thinks I'm lying now. I don't see his comment because, of course, there are a lot of people commenting.
Yeah, you did not see my comments. Even I made many comments. You never see my comments, but you were responding to other people. That's really funny. It's really funny. You could see comments from almost everyone else, and I noticed you keep responding almost everyone. But then, of course, my comments are the comments that he did not notice. Even I keep writing many times, then he never noticed it.
And he bases the accusation because he asked me, speak Italian now, during the live stream, which, by the way, as a technique is the only thing he's doing right, because that's how you find out that someone is a fake polyglot.
Yeah, if you are from Italy, then it will not be a problem for you to speak Italian right now, exactly this moment, if someone asks you to do it. For example, if on my live stream, if I have a live stream and then someone asks me on the live stream, can you speak Danish now? Then I'll have no problem responding in Danish in the same second immediately, because it's my native language and I can speak it with no problem anytime I want. And the same if they ask me to speak Arabic, I can respond immediately in Arabic. Or if my live stream was in Arabic or Danish and then someone asked me to speak in English, then I can respond in English because I can speak English. Then I can respond immediately in English. So if I asked you to speak in Italian, then you would have no problem responding in Italian immediately and saying something in Italian, but you did not respond. Then you say you did not see the comment, yeah, whatever. Then you say you're from Italy and can speak Italian, okay, whatever. Let's say you're from Italy and can speak Italian and you do not see the comment or whatever. That's one language. What about all the other languages? You are pretending to speak 7 languages. Why you only concentrate about the Italian or Sicilian?
You ask them to prove their abilities during a live stream, right? Possibly interacting with a native so you know they're not reading a script. Why you are not responding me, which in English should be why are you not responding me?
It doesn't really matter. Sometimes people write it this way, sometimes people write it that way. Maybe it's grammatically wrong. Maybe it's grammatically wrong, but some people, sometimes they write like this when they're chatting or talking to each other, then sometimes they just write it this way. If you want to make a deal about it, or say that I'm not good in English or cannot speak English, then you can say that if you want. I don't really care. Don't try to change the focus from what this is about. It's not about my English now.
That's how you formulate a question, by the way. I'm not responding to you because I didn't see your comment, but
Yeah, you see the comments from all the other people, but you never see my comment. And also when I ask you to speak in all the languages that you say you can speak or pretend to speak, why you don't say anything about that or mention that? Only you concentrate about the Italian or something like that.
Doesn't believe it because he's a conspiracy theorist. So he's gonna say
because he's a conspiracy theorist. Yeah, whatever, man. No, it's not conspiracy. It's not conspiracy. And I've said it many times also, I don't really care how many languages you can speak. My biggest problem is not how many languages you can speak. The biggest problem is that you're supporting other polyglot YouTubers who are fake liars and scammers.
Metatron is a liar. He's pretending not to see. Okay, we can. You know what? I probably shouldn't even give him the
Listen to this.
time of day. But let's do this. Exposing fake polyglots so I can prove you wrong. And then if you're a man of honor, you will admit that you were wrong. Find an Italian native.
Yeah, whatever. If you prove to me you can speak those languages you say you can speak, then okay, I will admit I was wrong about you, about how many languages you can speak. Then I will admit about you. But can you do the same with the other polyglot YouTubers? But let's just listen, then I'll say what I am going to say now. Let's just listen the rest what he will say now.
Speaker. Exposing fake polyglots so I can prove you wrong. And then if you're a man of honor, you will admit that you were wrong. Find an Italian native speaker, find a Japanese native speaker, find a Sicilian native speaker, anyone, you choose them, not me, so you're gonna...
Why only Italian, Sicilian and Japanese? Why only Italian, Sicilian and Japanese? Why only those 3 languages? How about the Greek and the Chinese and the Spanish and the French? What happened to the Greek and Chinese and Spanish and French? If you want me to get native speakers in every language you say you can speak, then I also want to get native speakers who can speak Chinese, French, Spanish, and Greek. All the languages that you say that you can speak. So if you want, we can do that. And then also another thing, if we do that, then I want you also, since I know that you have some communication with those fake polyglot YouTubers that you want to say that they're not fake, I know you and your friends have communication with people like Oriental Pearl, Luca Lampriello, Lindy Buttis, Steve Kaufman, Ole Richard Simcott. I also want those people here that you bring them, and then we test them also in all the languages they say they can speak. Then we also test them on live stream if they can speak all the languages they say they can speak. So I also want you to bring those people, then we can test them in all the languages that they say they can speak. If they can speak all the languages and you can also speak all the languages, then I will admit I was wrong, because you're supporting those people. You're also supporting those people. So I want you also to bring those people and make a live stream that with those people, that I also get some people to test them in all the languages they say they can speak. Then I need to test Steve Kaufman in 20 plus languages, test Oli Richards in 8 languages, test Richard Simcott in 50 plus languages, test Luca Lampriello in 15 languages, test Oriental Pearl in 5 languages, and test Lindy Boutes in 13 languages. I need to test all those people that you're supporting and see if they can speak all the languages they say they can speak. So it's not only about you, because you're supporting those people. So you can do by yourself first if you want to do it first for yourself, that we test you, but then it will be in all 7 or 8 languages, not only in 4 languages. Because I know that it's possible for someone to speak 3 or 4 languages, maybe 5 languages on a good level. But you are saying that you can speak 7 or 8 languages. So let's get people in every language, native speaker or someone who can speak the languages. Then we test you in all the languages, not only 4 languages or 3 languages. No, in all 7 or 8 languages that you say you can speak. And if you can do it, then I will admit I was wrong about you, that you can speak those languages or not. Only about you, but not about the other polyglot YouTubers that you're defending. And also I will only admit that I'm wrong about you if you can speak those languages or not. But I will not admit that I'm wrong about you defending liars and scammers. If you want me to admit that you're not defending liars and scammers, then get those liars and scammers also, that we test them on live stream also. If you want me to say that I'm wrong about Luca Lampriello and Lindy Boutes and Oli Richards and Richard Simcott and Steve Kaufman, Oriental Pearl, and those other people that you're defending, and also this one that you say, this one, the football player that you mentioned here, if I'll show that in the video, maybe he knows some languages because he have played football in different countries, but you also only talked about the Italian part. You didn't talk about the other languages. I don't think you can speak all the languages, but all those people that you're defending, bring those people, and then we test them also on live stream, all of them, in all the languages that they say they can speak. And Lindy Boutes, she says that she can speak Arabic, then I can test her in the Arabic, and also I can bring other native speakers of Arabic to test her in Arabic. I have already showed on the live stream where she only said one word, la, meaning no, that she cannot speak Arabic. Even she were pretending that she could speak Arabic. So let's bring Lindy Boutes, then we test her in the Arabic. And the same with Steve Kaufman, he say he can speak Arabic, then we test them in the Arabic. And then I bring some other people to test them in the other languages. So are you ready to make a deal? Are you ready to make a deal that I test you, I bring some people to test you, but also the other people that you're supporting, also Luca Lampriello, Richard Simcott, Oli Richards, Steve Kaufman, Lindy Boutes, Oriental Pearl, and maybe also this guy, this football player, American football player, also we test him. But maybe he can speak some languages. This guy, maybe he can speak some languages, this football player, because he played in different countries. But I don't think he's fluent high level in all the languages. But let's also test the other people that I mentioned, and in all those many languages that they say they can speak. So, are you ready to make a deal? Are you man enough to make a deal, or are you afraid? Are you a coward or a man? Are you a man to get also Steve Kaufman, Lindy Buttis, Oriental Pearl, Richard Sincott, Ollie Richards, and Luca Lampriello, that we can test them also. Are you man enough? Are you a man? Are you a man? Are you a real man? Are you man enough to get those people that we can test them also on live stream in all the languages they say they can speak? Are you man enough to do this? Are you ready to do this? You respond me and say if you can do this. And don't tell me that you don't talk with them or you don't communicate with them. I know that's bullshit. You are communicating with them, and if you're not communicating with them, then some of the other people that you're talking with are communicating with them, and I know that. Here where he showed this video I made about this American polyglot who were playing football before, who pretend to speak many languages. This guy, maybe he knows some languages because he have played football in different countries, so maybe he have learned a little from different languages. But just because you have learned a little from different languages doesn't mean that he's fluent high level in all the languages.
Where is he? He's got so many. There we go. So he thinks this guy is fake, and even though I thought this guy who's Italian was pretty good, but no.
He's Italian. Why you only concentrate about his Italian? Then you say it's because he can speak Italian, or because you can speak Italian. You say his Italian is good because you can speak Italian. Okay, what about the other languages? He pretends to speak many languages, not only Italian. Also, that football player is from USA, he's not from Italy. And he played in different countries, but I'm not sure if he was playing in Italy. And I'm not sure if he can speak in Italian. When I showed him speaking in Italian, then he was looking and reading from a script and there was some editing. He was looking and reading from a script and there was some editing. It means that it looks fake. It looks fake. So for me, it's not a proof that he can speak Italian. Also, it's not only one language, Italian. He was pretending to speak many languages, not only one language. How about the other languages? Why you're not talking about the other languages? Why only the Italian you're concentrating about? If you're talking about him and defending him, and then you say you're only talking about the Italian because that's your language, no, that's not good enough. If you defend someone and talk about him, and if that guy cannot speak all the languages that he's saying that he can speak, then you're doing something wrong by defending him. Even if he can speak Italian, but I don't think so, but if he can speak Italian, but he cannot speak the other languages, for example, or not all of them, then you're still defending someone who's lying about how many languages he can speak. And maybe this guy knows some languages, but he's not fluent high level in all the languages, and some of the languages I don't think he can speak them at all. But you can bring all those people that you're defending, then we can test them. Especially the one that I mentioned before. I'm not going to say it again. Those 5-6 people that I mentioned before, bring them on a live stream, and then I bring some people who can speak those languages, then we test them. Can you do that? Are you man enough to do that?